This is Tech number 913960 with a video in relation to Call of Duty Black Ops 6 Zombies. The area is actually going to be damage control, trying to understand the damages that could be caused to you by the zombies within, as well as the environmental aspect of it as well. Actually, we're going to start with the environmental, and then we are going to proceed over to the zombies involved, trying to do the best we can to understand damages that can occur. In the environmental aspect of Liberty Falls, there are four that I can think of. Three are on the video, and the other one was actually omitted out. One being the furnace that's in the starting location, which relates to the storyline of the game, should you choose to do so, and perform that. There's also a desktop on the top of the bank that relates to that storyline as well. You can be damaged by that furnace, as will be seen, and then the next one will be fall damage, and the final one will be the damage that can occur within the electrical field in the traps that can be set up in the general gas station motel area and on the main strip between the church and the bank area as well. And the one that was left out was actually cars that explode very close to you. They can cause severe damage. If in fact you do not have an armor plate on, they could diminish your health almost to the fullest degree. If in fact you do have an armor plate on, it actually will take off half the health scenario in relation to it. So let's go ahead and address the subject. Stand by. Okay, in this area right here, we're going to run a test on the damage that could be incurred, if you want to look at it that way, or placed upon you in regards to environmental hazards in the game. And there are three primary ones that I could think of right off the top. One is there is only one area that has a so-called furnace involved that could actually damage you in relation to the story mode of the game, which is down in the starting location. The next is going to be fall damage that could occur. And the final one is actually one of the greatest tools you have in the game, especially in the later rounds, which is the electrical traps. One trap being in the starting location here at the gas station motel area, and the other one in the main strip of the street between the church and the bank. So let's go ahead and run a check on the damage in relation to that. So you can see the furnace that's right here could hurt you. There is no doubt about that. It takes away some from your shielding, but it's more so primarily the health issue that causes that to occur. The next is going to be the falling damage. Now, when it comes to the falling damage, of course, we want to learn that from the highest level possible, which is going to be a 3-story fall from the bank. This is the highest fall right here. This is 3 stories on this side, which is by the crafting station. And this would be the damage. See that? And there it is, 1, 2, 3 stories. So I wanted to show that as well. And the last one is going to be the electrical fields that do occur. It's going to wind up killing these zombies, but let's go ahead and run a test on that as well. Tricky one here is that it does depreciate your health ever so slightly as you're within. But if you're struck by an enemy while you're standing within it, you will incur a higher degree of damage. But there is no doubt that it is causing an effect on the health. Slow motion will show it even better. And you must be aware of that, especially if you have enemies that are firing in at you, such as the Mangler or the Abomination with the electrical beam, Mangler with the Mangler cannon. You can in fact die in there. Okay, now that we've seen the general environmental hazards that could occur, as stated, the so-called exploding cars needs to be in there as well. We are going to address the attacking of the zombies that are developed in the game. And once we show the issue in relation to it and the information given, we'll do a recap of the entire video with that information in place. Stand by. Okay, here it is, level 1. Let's see what this zombie, basic normal zombie, could do as far as damage is concerned. Notice how when you get hit, how it affects your health more than your shields. So you could take like 6 hits and it's about it. Then you're going to go down. So there is no doubt that there's a true differential in regards to being struck by the enemy, which in this case is zombies in this game, in relation to the damage to the health, as opposed to the percentage of damages due to the shields. Stand by. Okay, the next zombie to take a check on in first appearance is actually in level 5, where we have the vermin, spider-like zombie creature that can inflict heavy damage in the later rounds. There's no doubt about it. Actually, one of the true nemesis in the game. Well, except from that, we'll take a check, and whenever you do have a level where it's just the vermin, you'll always get a max ammo upon completion. Okay, you can see the damage that is actually placed upon you from such a zombie. Stand by. Okay, here it is. We're at level 10 and the Gravekeepers come out. See if we can get lucky and kill it. And collect the key. And it was in the map of just the vermin, which made the Gravekeeper so easy to spot. So it is a good tip in relation to that to wait up till 10, because when you go into the graveyard and it's just the vermin, you will actually see that Gravekeeper immediately. He'll be the only upright zombie, if you want to look at it that way. So with that in place, what happens is per level, the enemy will become stronger and stronger. So let's go ahead and get a full armor plate and see the damage that could be done. By the vermin. And you'll always get a max ammo at the end of these levels.
Yeah, I'm still kicking.
Stand by. Okay, here it is. Let's see what kind of damage the armed zombie could cause. They appear at level number 9. Here we go. Whoa. Well, let alone the level. And you could see it knocked off the, I'm almost sure I had an armor plate in. Let me make sure of that. And try that again. So I didn't. And you could see how the differentials between the health bar and the armor plate. If I had to guess that it's probably like a quarter per, meaning that the health will be knocked down a quarter as well as the armor plate, something to that effect. And with that information placed, take it as it is. Of course, they become stronger in the later rounds. Stand by. Okay, here it is. We're going to face our first Mangler. and try to get information feed in regards to the damage that's placed upon us by such a zombie, elite zombie actually. And in a case, I guess, the first elite zombie to appear in the game, which actually comes into play commonly at level 11. And I also have to mention that somewhere along the line in the game, the vermin, which is a spider-like zombies, also become so-called elite status. So let's give it a check. I kept a regular zombie alive, hoping that I could play with this guy for a while. So here's the firing damage. Okay, you can see the shot, and that didn't help. I don't have a stem shot, but let me run around and get one and make sure we can get a full armor to get a reading on this guy right here. Okay, so I don't know if I want to kill him. Let's see if I can get some distance on the regular zombie. There we go. Watch the damage. I guess I'm gonna have to. So you can get a general feel of the damage. Right now I have no armor. Almost killed me, I think. Well, not really. I probably could have took another shot. Let's get an armor plate in. And let's get close to this guy, see what we could do. Missed me. I don't think I should have took a chance on that one. Almost seems like you can't take another shot on that without armor plate in. Let's go ahead and kill it. The best way to kill this guy right here, of course, is headshots. And I believe all of the zombies within the game are so-called weak. Watch the explosion of the car, but as well. That's the best way to hide from his so-called fire from the Mangler cannon, is to duck behind cars. But like I said, do expect the car to explode. It looks like it takes 2 shots for the car to explode with his cannon. I like to go for the head. And you can see the break in the shield. If you notice the health bar on top of the Mangler, at the fullest extent, you could see a white line that forms there. Slow motion will show it even more. And that is a critical tool in regards to eliminating these special elite zombies, which would be the Mangler and the up-and-coming Abomination Standby. Okay, here it is. We hit level 15, in which we have our most strongest elite zombie, which is going to be the Abomination. So I want to say a couple of things here in relation to this subject. For one, the charging effect of the animal stuns you for sure. It also traps you many times, but I don't think it really hurts you that badly in relation to it. It's the beam that's shot out, which is like an electrical so-called beam, like I mentioned. It's not really a field, it's a beam. That causes the greatest amount of damage. There is no doubt about that one. You could try to hide from it by ducking under cars or whatever it may be. I'm not sure if the beam actually explodes cars like the Mangler cannon with the Mangler. But that is the best thing to do to get out of the line of fire from that beam right there. There is no doubt about it. We'll go ahead, and I believe the level is shifting over right now, so we're going to get populated with many zombies. But when it does come to taking out this massive zombie, the Abomination, there's several ways to do it. And one is going to, which is really great, is a helicopter. By using a helicopter, you would do the best you can, firing and scanning the area until you see a target that's actually producing numerous amounts of points in regards to the strike on it. You would zero in on that target and burn it down. This also occurs with manglers, but they get eliminated quickly, whereas it does take a long duration of the chopper gunner to actually eliminate the abomination. The next is going to be by utilizing the mutant injection. The mutant injection is definitely my second favorite, in which you would don the suit of a so-called juggernaut and a mutant, which the mangler is, and you would actually face him and uh, and strike him and run into him and so on. And it really does a great job taking the abomination down, let alone anything. The final one that I really like is actually the Death Machine, which is like a Gatling gun. I feel that it really does a great job in its so-called rapid fire and multiple fire effect to break the shields of the abomination and take them out. Now you have to understand, when you're dealing with the abomination, the most difficult thing is the shields that are protecting the zombie, and they're very hard to penetrate. So if you're using weapons such as even if you pack a punch it to the fullest degree, the penetration is very difficult. And what happens is, as you begin firing on it, you would notice the health bar. And on the health bar, at the fullest extent, the maximum level of health, there's a little white line that appears every time you strike it. And you will slowly begin to diminish the health of the beast. But every now and then you'll get lucky and you'll do what I call break the shields, okay? And what I mean by that is within the health bar, let alone offset from the so-called little white line that appears at its maximum capacity, it will start getting a white filament inside showing that the shields are actually broken down and the beast is actually very susceptible to fire, in which you would unleash an entire arsenal on it, whether it be anything, Molotov cocktails, gunfire from the weapon, and things to that effect as well, in which that's going to be its most susceptible point right there, in which the takeout would be definitely more feasible. Offset from that, when you're firing your weapon in and you're not getting that, I suggest that you burst fire or do something in order to trip that break of the shields. If not, you're going to be burning loads of ammunition. Even with the ray gun, the same thing comes into play. So right now I am handling the jet gun. And the jet gun in the earliest stages on the first appearance, like I said, being 15, can do a considerable amount of damage to this beast right here, in which a lot of times you'll be able to take it out within 2 to 3 explosions. You have to be aware that once you do use the explosion feature of the jet gun, and obviously you want to be close to the beast, you immediately want to swap your weapons because you're going to have to wait for a full charge up. Let's go ahead and see if we can get lucky on some of this information here. Uh, if not, I'll put it in a little deeper on the next attack of the so-called abomination, because I believe the level switched. I might be overwhelmed by the horde of zombies coming. Let's see the damage that could occur from this beast. Okay, you can see like it's almost like biting you. Now watch the beam. See the beam? That's what you really have to watch out for. So with that information in place, let's get a more calmer aspect. But it did in fact show a couple of strikes or chewing effects from the beast. It also showed a little bit of the beam as well. We'll wait for the next one for a better video. Stand by. Okay, clearing out the area as best as I could. Hopefully that's the only one zombie remaining. That'll give me enough time to play around with this guy on this level here. And the things to add on in regards to the abomination is that it teleports. So as you're running away from it, what happens is it'll commonly teleport to different locations on the map. And you got to be aware of that as well. So let's see what kind of information we can get. Trying to let it hurt me, get an idea of how much damage it's causing, which this is the video of damage control. and then also, of course, trying to eliminate. Here we go. So as they're coming around, you can see them down there, and a couple more are present. Let's go ahead and kill a couple of them. I don't want to take a chance on taking two of them out. I'd like to keep at least one. So we got this guy running around. He's almost dead. Look at the beast, okay? So let's try to cause something here. First of all, the beam. You want to hide from the beam. Look like we have another one there, which is good. So we can take that one out. And we're going to let this thing do some damage to us here. Full armor plate. I only have one armor vest. And let's go ahead and get some space here. And I'll show what I meant about the teleportation of the beast, okay? So here it is. We'll take the zip line up if we can, or we'll just enter the bank and shoot for the back of the bank. I would have picked up that salvage that I left behind there, but it's not the important thing. The important thing is the video. Looks like another zombie has formed, because they will repopulate, especially at higher levels. We're going to go ahead and take this zip line up, and you will see that this beast will either come in on its own or will teleport up here. Let's see what happens. You can hear it. You can hear it. Actually, you get some vibration in the controller as well. And look at the damage. Okay, I had to do that for the video. I do have a self-revive, so we'll go ahead and use it. But you saw the duration, and what happened was I would have probably been lucky to get out of the way, but the zombie struck me and took me down. Good enough for the video. Let's go ahead and get back on our feet again and continue to work the beast. You can see the penetration. See that? Now you can see the shields are broken as well. You see the shields broke? And that's what I meant about the white filament that's inside. Alright, so let's kill this guy. And once you see that filament starting to emerge, right, your chances of taking it out are very good. See right there, no filament, just a white line for damage. No filament, so it's best to burst fire. It is taking the health down, but it's not causing a break in the full shields. So that's why it's going to be harder to take it out. And then finally we got it, so good enough for the first video in. Immediately I got to get a self-revive so I can continue. And with that information in place, stand by. Okay, here it is, unfortunately, again, at another so-called level change, but we may be able to get lucky and utilize the jet gun to see the damage that would occur when using the explosion feature. Here we go. Okay. Now, immediately you want to swap the weapon due to the fact that you are going to lose the charge or immediately hit a trap, which is one of the greatest tools you have. Try to hide yourself from the beam and get as many of these zombies out as possible. We'll try to damage it again with an explosion. Okay, in which we definitely affected it. Got to jump into cover immediately, stem shot, and wait for the charge to take effect. You can see the damage that was done. Again, you could let it attack you to get a feeling of how much damage is being done. Another bite from that animal would have killed me. And then we'll try to destroy it again. So that's the health bar. I do not believe it could regenerate its health. And we should be able to destroy it with the next explosion. Okay, now keep that into consideration, being the fact that we let that explosion go at a level plane. It didn't really not cause the effect. I did see a mangler get taken out that was up on a vehicle, but I tell you, the majority of times it actually might not affect it at all. I had a mangler go up a staircase in which it did not even affect it because it was on a higher plane, if you want to look at it that way. We'll use the ether shroud here. To help us eliminate some of these. So that we can get back to dealing with that abomination. Molotov cocktails are great because they're very susceptible to the elements of fire and heat. I hate when vehicles twist you like that. Now that beast should still be here somewhere. Because I know I didn't kill it. There it goes. Okay, so let's get a charge on this. Try to put it to sleep. It may have teleported elsewhere. There it goes. 100%. And you could say that it killed him. Now another thing is I believe that I exploded a car and these two cars with that, which actually caused the damage that occurred to me. And that was good for the video. See if we could say get one more. Stand by. Okay, here it is. We exited out immediately. We have another abomination. Let's see if we can hurt it. And swap the weapon immediately. Remember that. Administer a stem shot. I couldn't get in there for the insta kill. But right now, this is going to charge very shortly. Use it wisely. Pay attention to the alert. In which immediately when you hear the alert, you should swap the weapon. Can't hurt that guy. We can blow up. And you can see how it didn't kill him. That's what I meant. As they get stronger, we're at level 23. It will not actually kill the opponent. Now here's the critical thing that I was mentioning earlier as well. My second best choice in regards to dealing with these creatures is definitely going to be the mutant injection. So right now we'll go ahead and administer that. Oh, I picked it up. I know I did. There it goes. Alright, so here we go. We're going to give this guy a beating. And look at the breaking of the shield. You can see the white filament inside. Alright, just keep on hitting it. And trying to beat it down. And then try to kill everything. You can see how it's even larger than the, just run into it too. You could also fire the cannon with R1, see? It's even more humongous than the original. And that's going to be about it for the video right here. I got definitely enough to accumulate it in. So, the helicopter being number 1, the mutant injection being number 2, and then the death machine being my third best choice. Good luck. Okay, here it is. We reached the final stage of the video, and just to do a recap, we had the environmental damage that could be caused, and you have to be aware of that. The only one omitted was the explosion of cars, but in the videos attacking these zombies, you could see that damage could definitely be done by the mistake of being very close to cars that are exploding. And you could also use those cars, exploding cars, to actually destroy the zombies as well, or at least administer a good deal of damage to them. When it comes to the zombies, the format pretty much goes accordingly, meaning that you're dealing with the normal zombies immediately, and then the vermin actually usually make themselves present around 5 or 6. The armed zombies will appear generally around 9. The mangler will begin to show his face at around 11, and the abomination will appear generally around 15. As you start dealing with them in their earlier stages, they're easier to take out. As they progress, and as you progress through different levels, they become more difficult. Same thing goes for the power of them, meaning that as they start on their initial stages, they'll be able to hurt you to a certain degree, as the video had shown. But as you get deeper in, they're going to hurt you a lot worse in relation to it. A good technique in regards to trying to survive is whenever you get struck by the zombie or hit by an outside source, such as a firing of a mangled cannon or the beam that's emitted by the abomination, things to that effect, you're going to get, let alone a vibration out of the controller should you have that foundation on. You're also going to hear it, and it's very important to trigger your mind to understand that once you are so-called hit, whether it be by the feel of vibration or just the sound of it, immediately you want to be checking your health and your armor plate scenario to see if, in fact, when you should try to duck into cover, administer stem shots if you have them and you choose to use them, replace armor plates and things to that effect as well. You'd be amazed. Sometimes you actually get hit, and there is no doubt you got hit, and it doesn't do any damage at all. And other times you are severely damaged by it. So you want to definitely do that. You want to have speed of eye movement as well. Speed is the key of all Call of Duty games. So you want to be able to look quickly and just see how badly you were damaged in relation to it, entering into the so-called electrical field of traps. You want to monitor your health issue. You're pretty much almost in a safety factor there, because any of the normal and armed zombies that come in will be fried immediately. But outside sources firing upon you will inflict a greater damage because you're already in a weakening stage from the electrical field. Offset from that, the electrical field itself will diminish your health, so you have to watch it and try to monitor as best possible to actually survive the situation. When it comes to taking out the zombies, obviously you're going to do the best you can. When it comes, as far as whatever weapons you have applied, using them to the best of their ability. The next thing is, when you are dealing with the elite zombies, the multiple ways of taking them out in the game. According to the information feed, their weakest elemental feature, offset, is going to be the so-called fire and heat aspect of it. So any kind of attachments, mods to the weapon, such as napalm, and things to that effect as well, are going to be beneficial in the takeout of the elite characters, let alone any of them. And that's about it right there. I mean, when it comes to the truly elite ones, such as the Mangler and the primarily the Abomination, it is very critical to pay attention to the aspect of breaking the shields. There is no doubt about that, and hopefully people can understand what I mean by that. And like I said, you'll see a white filament dorn itself inside the filament of the so-called beast that you're dealing with. And in my case, on my screen, the primary color of the health bar is filament is red. And once I break the shields, I'll get a whole section of white in there that will tell me now's my time to really wreak havoc. And with that information in place, hopefully the video could help anybody who sees it. It is primarily for me, but if in fact so, good luck.